Alright, let's loot this town. We cut it short yesterday. I think we checked the first house. Right next to the entrance here. We got some weapons. We checked the inn. Now we're gonna start looting everything else. Save point scares me. Oh, they have chests here. Give me some Stardust. Well, why do none of you have Stardust? This is ridiculous, guys. So we're getting some lore here. So it seems there's a divine tree at the center of the world. And each fruit that came from the divine tree represents a species on this planet. And humans were the latest fruit. To, I guess, ripen, or whatever. But this religion says when the final fruit ripens and whatever comes out, the end of the world will happen. I'm sure that'll never come up again.
Tree is the tree of life. All life comes from this divine tree. In the beginning, nothingness filled the world. Then the Creator saw, descended from the sky.
That's not the sky. That's the ground.
And his followers created the world. In the end, Soa sowed a seed on the earth. The seed soon grew to be a great tree. The great tree bore 108 fruits, and various life forms arose from the ripened fruits. Thus, 108 forms of life were created to fill the world with life. The divine tree completed its role, but the story says it is still protected by the signet of Soa.
Albert's like, there's a library, let's go. I don't know. That cutscene was okay. It's about what I said. Big tree, lots of fruits, creation of life, last fruit is bad, we're all gonna die. Something like that. So I don't remember if I got a Stardust in this first part of the town last time, but we'll check this area. Just don't mind me, I'm just rummaging through your things. Especially your fireplace. Nothing? Okay. No Stardust. None at all. What about this wood pile here? Nope, okay. It's the inn. How are we doing on health? I think we're still okay. Yeah. We're fine. So there's an upstairs, and they block it off by just shoving one of the beds, leaning an entire bed up against the wall here. It's one way to do it. Alright, so we've found nothing. Unfortunate. Huh. Okay. There's a ceremony going on. Well, now what? The bishop at the church told us about a library. I assumed it was in this town, but maybe not. Okay. Okay, so the library was that locked door we encountered earlier. So like every other old school JRPG, the solution to every problem is to just talk to everyone in town. Wow, this perspective gives me a headache. So that just reinforced what we assumed after we met Linus, that winglies could inherently use magic. Unlike every... I guess they were the only non-monster species in the world that could use magic. Okay. So we probably just discovered the next area in the game after we get done in this country, the Death Frontier. So that was a bit interesting. That book that Haschel was reading claimed that Dragoons only appear in history when history needs them. So they talked about how history may have needed Levitz to die, or Graham, or Dole. They may have needed the war in Serdio to start. or the fact that the Dragoons first appeared and the war in Serdio started was how Lloyd got the Moon Gem and the Moon Dagger. So is this all because history needs it to happen or not?
There were 7 Dragoon warriors in the legend of the Dragon campaign. Dragoons, reputed to be the incarnation of dragons. With dragons at their side, the Dragoons fought boldly. However, in the age when the legend was reality, the Winglies dominated all, even the gods. The gods answered to dictator Melbu Frama's prayers and granted him ultimate power. But the power was abused. The earth of Saint Imperial Gloriano was scorched by the gods' fire and became ashen. The anger and sadness of the people was fuel for the Dragoons' cause. Then at last they freed the gods. Without the gods' power, the Winglies perished, and our age, the human age, began. Thereafter, the gods floated in the sky. For 11,000 years, they have been looking over the world as the moon that never sets.
Alright. So apparently there are some relics throughout the history of this country, and maybe even something from Neat, Dart's hometown, destroyed by the Black Monster. This is just the lore dump area of the game. So apparently, aside from Dart, there's one other survivor of Neat. Sister Luana.
Why did the gods create him? The Black Monster. He appears in various legends as a demon who rebels against and devours the gods. An evil plague that rejects peace in the world. The god that is the moon that never sets. The moon that never sets glows red every 108 years. It is a sign that a herald is sent to Earth. The herald is known to us as the Moonchild. The legend says the Moonchild revives the gods on Earth and purifies the world. The Black Monster abhors, hates, and despises it, and kills the Moonchild. This sad karma is endless. This god stays forever in the sky, and the world is in never-ending chaos.
So from this, we can put some pieces together. I mean, we've heard the story about the Black Monster and the Moonchild before, but this sort of confirms it. Whenever the Moonchild is born, the Black Monster will come and kill it. Because the Moonchild is destined, at least in human legend, to bring forth the purification of the world. And we were on the Phantom ship, and all the ghosts said that the Black Monster came and killed the princess and everyone there. That was because the princess was probably that generation's Moonchild. Here we are with Rose in Neat. Or maybe not Neat. Oh, yes, it is Neat, and that's Sister Luana, the other survivor. So according to the Black Monster, anyone present with the Moonchild for any period of time gets, I guess in Final Fantasy XIV terms, gets tempered by the gods, becomes hyper-evangelical, and wants to throw away their life for the Moonchild. So Sister Luana has this power to see people's souls, and Rose rejects it entirely. She is her pain. It's what she's lived with for 11,000 years. Meru knows where there are other Winglies. The Winglies know Meru. It's a taboo for Winglies to leave the forest. And Meru broke that taboo. Now she's trying to come back, and they've sort of disowned her. So this confirms it. We probably already have figured it out due to her hair color and her general Meru-ness, but she's not human. She's a Wingly. And the fact that it's been commented on that she has the same hair color as I think it was Louve and Lloyd. You can probably figure out what's going on there, too. The Winglies have shut themselves off from the rest of the world after the Dragon campaign. To their credit, the Ancestor says not a whole lot of them hate humans anymore. There's only a few left. But even still, they don't want to mingle with humans. They want to protect their own culture and way of life. The Divine Dragon. So magic is pulsating in the world, and it's scaring even the Winglies. And they fear that the Divine Dragon, the ruler of all dragons, holding all 7 elements, is going to come back to life. And apparently the Dragon Buster, the sword Lloyd has, of course Meru doesn't know Lloyd has it, but it was originally here. Seems like this guy has a real thing for Meru, and he just wants her by his side, even if everyone else in the village would hate him, but can't be yet. And that was the Divine Dragon. The Wingley said, or that one Wingley said, half of his seal had broken, so it's really only a matter of time before he gets out. It's powerful enough that not even the Wingleys of old could hope to defeat him. Seems that even the Dragoons can feel it. Something is wrong. Let's use Haschel for a little... You know what? No. Yes. Let's use Haschel for a little bit. I was going to use Shauna, but man, there are additions to be mastered. This is so frustrating. Now what? Let's try leaving town. That usually does something. Alright, there's Rose. That's Luana and Dart meeting together. Yeah, Dart's had some changes in his body recently. He's going through that age. Starting to get facial hair. So Sister Luana can see that the Dragoon powers are in turmoil. Like, the Divine Dragon is probably going to be able to overpower them. So after 11,000 years, the Divine Dragon has been freed. And it's being driven by anger against all living things over its imprisonment. Now, thankfully, the Sacred Sisters have some sort of political sway, so when we tell them about Lloyd, they urge us to go see the Queen immediately. And we have to tell them exactly what Lloyd has done so far. That gives us access to the Crystal Palace. Wait. Stardust? No. Okay. Just checking. Wait. Treasure. Nice. Anything on this side? No? Okay. That's fine. So why left is better than right? Oh, there's so much to click X on. There has to be a Stardust in this room. Oh, there's a treasure. A holy Ankh. What is that? Okay. So upon death, there's a percentage chance that a person will revive. No. No, that's the last place I need to check. Please leave. Alright, no Stardust. It's fine. We got a holy Ankh. It was worth it. I just like the fact we're pursuing Lloyd. There's a divine dragon just running amok. And we are running around clicking X on everything. We're not in a hurry at all. What do you guys got to say? Yes, we did see the dragon. This woman just completely just bitch slaps this general or whatever. This general dude is just full of hubris, just doesn't give a fuck that's a huge dragon saying, yeah, we can kill it, don't worry, wink. No. The first Sacred Sister, Miranda, she actually understands the danger of this thing. And Meru is just finding out that everyone else knows about the Dragon Buster, and she kind of gives herself away. And Rose, she may have known all along, but so there was that one screen in the North Evergreen Forest that was just a dead end and nothing there. I think last episode I said there was probably going to be a boss fight there. There might still be, but that's going to be the entrance to the Forest of Winglies. So Shauna stayed back. Remember, Luana had the power to see inside people's souls and heal their hearts. And there's been something up with Shauna this entire time. So maybe she's more worried about it than she lets on. Chamber of the Signet. Now, why would she do that? And why would they let her? That sounds important. So this entire castle used to be a fortress that the Winglies built, and the humans built around it. But this area, this Signet altar, or whatever it is, still holds some importance, and something's happening to Shauna. Her white dragon spirit leaves her and chooses Miranda instead. So I know this has happened a little suddenly, but it's been foreshadowed throughout most of the game with Shauna passing out or being frail. Mainly just passing out. random times. But it's finally the case that she can't come on our journey anymore. And we're gonna face the Divine Dragon. Only Dragoons can hope to stand against it. And Shauna's in no condition to fight. Now, Miranda is our final party member. I know there's 2 slots left, but we don't get those. She is Shauna. She's just a retexture of Shauna. She's got the same stats, same level, same HP, same Dragoon level, everything. So it's almost like Shauna never left us. She's still inside our hearts. All right. I remember this event happening, but I thought it was something more significant. Like all this whole event happened really suddenly. Shauna passes out, her Dragoon Stone immediately leaves her, goes to Miranda instead. It's all very, very sudden. Like, as a player, I want that scene to play out a little longer. I mean, Dart and Shauna are, like, romantically involved now. You shouldn't just say, I'll be back after we defeat the Divine Dragon. There should be something more there, so that's another small complaint I have with the game. Nothing major, but I wish there was just a little bit more story where the game needs it. Yeah, I feel like Dart should be a little conflicted about leaving at this point. Like, Shauna is clearly not well, and I feel like everyone else should be the ones to convince him to keep going. I'm gonna hit up this save point. It's ironic that the save point I made fun of is now the one I've used most often. It feels like it's been forever since I've had any combat at all.
Hard blade.
Yes! Go! Madness! Hero!
Alright, so I think that's going to be it for this episode. Next time we'll head on to the Forest of the Winglies. Considering that some of them still hate humanity, and I'm sure all of them have pretty negative feelings about Dragoons, it's probably going to be an interesting experience. Until then, I'll see you guys.